Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV, Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations, at your service. It's too bad that at my QTH, not all of the vibrations that enter my receiver are good ones. This is a fairly noisy suburban QTH, by no means restrictive as some of the more congested areas are. It's a small town. It's a fairly decent sized lot. But for some reason or another, my antenna, a vertical mounted on the deck and optimized for 14 megahertz, receives a tremendous amount of human-made noise. Increasingly, this is becoming a problem for ham radio operators in all but the most isolated locations. It depends how important ham radio is in your life. In mine, not terribly, thank goodness. But 20 meters, my favorite band, is very, very noisy indeed. Recently, I replaced all of the light bulbs in my house with LED bulbs at a considerable cost, but it has also saved me a great deal on electric bills, and when the power goes out, my uninterruptible power supply will keep the lights on for quite a while before I have to turn the generator on. But the point is this: whether they be LEDs or can openers or hair dryers or geez, God knows what else, wireless computer peripherals perhaps are a big problem, and an increasing number of newfangled devices coming out every day, all of which almost seem designed to make life difficult for the amateur radio operator. If you'll read the ads in your QST magazines of late, you do get QST, don't you? You'll find that there is a company devoted now to receiving antennas specifically intended to minimize the noise problem that you might have in your QTH. And I'm going to start looking into that. Remember the old days when you used to switch between a transmitter and a receiver and use a single antenna? Well, nowadays it might be that that same so-called TR switch will have to be turned around and switch a transceiver between two different antennas, one for transmitting and one for receiving. Right now I'm looking at the option of placing a small loop antenna in the attic of the house and using it for receiving, and continuing to use the existing vertical for transmitting. There's always a solution, and we as radio hams have always contributed to the art of electronics through our inventiveness, and this is probably the greatest challenge we've ever faced. If you doubt that, read David Sumner's columns of late in QST magazine. Challenge after challenge faces amateur radio operators, and the ARRL, if not for their existence, we wouldn't exist either. I'm a life member of ARRL and I've never regretted it. And now that I get QST and get these ads, I don't have a whole lot of money, but I am thinking about getting an antenna like this because I know they work. I built one of my own once, long ago. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Not sure what the message here is, except there's always a solution to any problem, no matter how difficult it may seem. Until next time, 73, and so long. Da-da-da-da-da-da.